Cool. Well, it's Rick from getAmped here, and I'm here with 100 Reasons. Hi guys, how you doing?
All good, actually.
Yeah,
all good.
Cool, man. Well, look, this is an absolutely awesome weekend. It's been like one of the best weekends of my life. How have you guys? How's it been for you?
It's been wicked for me, actually. I turned up yesterday and I had a great day. Watched Alice in Chains and obviously did my Menace gig and stuff, and it was really, really good. And yeah, I'm happy.
Sweet. What about you guys?
Nice and sunny, isn't it? So,
Yeah. Top notch.
Yeah, we only arrived this morning, this afternoon actually.
Yeah.
But it's a good vibe, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a really good vibe. Everyone seems to be taking care of each other, which is important at a festival. And
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really good fun. We had a wicked show, and yeah, we're super.
Cool. Just for really quickly, I want to include you guys, but just really quickly because Jason drums for getAmped, obviously he's in Mrs. Menace as well, and Colin, you sing on one of the tracks on the first Menace album. How did you get involved with that?
It's kind of really weird. Our sound engineer from way back, a guy called Steve Gurney, gave Mark my number, and he just gave me a call and said, you know, do you fancy doing a tune? And I was like, yeah. They said yes, and he sort of sent me the tune, and I really liked it, and just put some ideas to it, and then just kind of happened from there. Really, it was all quite casual.
Yeah, cool. It's a little bit different, a lot different genre-wise from 100 Reasons. But is it something that came natural to you? Is it?
Yeah, because I love music that's stupidly brutal.
Yeah.
So,
me too.
So I'm quite happy to do that kind of malarkey. Yeah, I love it.
Cool. So guys, one of the kind of themes of this whole, the whole thing in Burn magazine is, a band that's new to all of this, and coming into it for the first time, kind of taking some lessons from guys that have been doing it for a while, out there doing it, and you guys have been working really, really hard for the past however many years, and is there any kind of like tips that you'd give a band like us, or any band coming into it, to kind of to make it easier?
Be polite to people and don't have a massive ego, and you generally get your way a bit better.
Cool.
Makes sense. So when you're a couple of waters short on the rider for your stage or whatever, they're more likely to accommodate you. I always find that good manners is kind of nice to have.
Cool. Only before the show though, right?
Yeah, afterwards we just turn into absolute cocks. We've got what we wanted, so fuck off.
Yeah. Do you think that playing a festival, I mean, there's massive obvious differences between playing a festival and playing a rock club show, but I mean, what would you say are the main differences from a band's perspective?
There's no sound check for a start, so you go on stage cold, and you have a line check, but that doesn't help at all. So you go on stage and you don't know how it's going to sound.
You always spend the first song quietly without trying to draw attention to yourself to tell.
Try to work out what's happening.
yeah, there's a very much an ounce of blag in it.
Yeah, exactly. It's a bit like that. I always think it's a little bit like that Indiana Anna Jones sketch, where it's kind of like you just got to step off the cliff and just hope that it's all right.
And also a festival that there's not going to be maybe many people who really know who you are. If it's your own show, then they're there to see you. But a festival is just people milling about, seeing whoever. So
it's a good way to kind of get people into your band and stuff. So yeah, we enjoy festivals very much, and also as well, when you're on tour and stuff, you generally miss the bands you want to see, when they play in London or whatever, when you're back home. So you always miss them, and on festivals, generally you'll probably bump into a band you want to see, and you always get a chance to check them out anyway.
Yeah, that's cool. That's one of the things I was going to ask you guys. Festivals are kind of notorious because there's loads and loads of people there, but they're not necessarily there to see your band in particular. Do you gear your set? Do you change your set at all towards the audience that you're playing? I mean, this is a bit of a heavier festival.
Yeah, I mean, we've got heavier songs and softer songs and that kind of thing, and we just kind of, we enjoy playing all the songs anyway, so it's going to far nose to make a head heavier, a set heavier, rather. Yeah. And we just enjoy it that way, really.
It's always quite good to not so much to do, but like tailor your set so it not so much fits in, but you don't go in there and play a lot of ballady type songs when there's like a really full-on metal show. So
yeah, it's always nice to make the show quite exciting, so you normally play your more full-on songs at Fezzy. It's good fun.
Yeah. Cool. One of the things that we're learning, and we've learned really, really quickly as a kind of like up-and-coming band, is that touring, particularly like when you're first starting out and you're in a van, is really, really kind of hard, and you don't expect it to be hard in the way that it is, and there's a lot of downtime in between kind of sound checking going on and stuff, and it really gets a little bit dull, and people don't ever believe you when you say, like sometimes on tour it's a bit boring. What was your guys' experience of being in a van, and what did you do to combat the kind of boredom in the downtime? And
I mean, even when you're on a tour bus and stuff, you know, when you're at the venue and stuff, there's still like downtime and all that kind of thing. So we just kind of read books or chat or hit each other, you know, anything really, don't we? We just kind of chill out. We all get on really well as a band anyway, so we're all kind of quite happy in each other's company. So, you know, it kind of takes away the boredom anyway. So.
When you're kind of touring in a van, or in the old days when we were touring in a van, we were at jobs still. So you end up leaving work, getting in the van, driving up there, and then kind of getting in the van after you play, driving back to work, you know. Yeah. So there isn't really a lot of time to think about it.
No, sure.
Knackered, but
It's very much a hurry up and wait sort of thing.
It's definitely all about the show, you know. When whenever you're on tour, it's just all about that sort of hour you're on stage or whatever.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's all about that. And
a couple of afternoon lagers.
Yeah, you can be like, you know, you can be in like a super bad mood or whatever, you know. But as soon as you go on stage, it always ends up putting you in a good mood and being wicked. You know, that's kind of why you do it. And when you're doing it in a van and stuff, and you put all that, that's when you know that you want to be a musician. I think, because you've got out of your bedroom and you're actually doing it. So you know, it's kind of nice to have those things.
So kind of following on from that, do you guys, I know that it's a really difficult question because there are good things about both, but do you guys prefer the touring, or do you prefer the recording process and the kind of creative side that leads into that?
I mean, again, it's two completely different things. So I find it myself very difficult to compare the two. I love touring because, you know, that's what you want to do. You want to go out and play your music live. You know, when you're doing an album, right, and all that kind of thing, that's normally when we do most of our arguing, you know, because we all feel very passionate about, you know, what we're doing and whatever, and sometimes opinions, you know, conflict. So, you know, it's kind of like when you're on tour, you're just playing the songs and having a great time. So, you know, it works out better that way. I prefer touring.
You guys?
Let's just listen to the
Yeah, plane flies over, so you probably just missed that whole conversation.
Yeah, Doug to
I
put it
hope I
out
was
again.
holding it close enough.
Cool. What was the question?
Touring or
Touring or
recording?
studio?
Touring or
Sorry.
studio, yeah.
I think I prefer touring.
Yeah, touring.
I'd definitely say touring.
Because the thing is, when you get in the studio, it's literally a case of, well, especially for me and Andy, it's literally a case of get everything done, everything's set up, and bang, like a week's done, and you've got nothing to do for the rest of the time. So just like,
On tour's great because obviously you get to see the world as well, you know. We've been to so many places that you'd never go if you weren't in a band, I don't think. You know, there are loads of interesting cities, and it's great in that respect. And also, you're out sort of playing to God knows how many people every night. Meeting new people, meeting new friends and stuff.
That's another cool thing about festivals is that there's a lot of bands that you normally wouldn't go to see, but because they're on, you're like, I'll go and check them out. You might be like really surprised.
Absolutely.
You wouldn't naturally go to one of their own gigs because you want to see what they're like first. But
No, for sure. I mean, one of the things that kind of guts me about like having music, you know, having become my job, is that you don't ever kind of listen to music in the same way again as you used to before it was your job, and you don't kind of do the same things like go to gigs on nights off because you're like, oh damn, has it affected you in that way?
It's really more having time to go to shows. You know, that's the thing when you're on tour quite a lot. And like I was saying before about, you know, when you're on tour, the bands you want to go and see play in town or whatever, normally, you know, you're normally away. I mean, 9 times out of 10 you miss them. You know, so this is why we were saying about the festivals being good earlier. You know, it's kind of a nice way of checking out bands.
Yeah, sure.
Of course, the last thing you want to do, well, I don't speak for everyone, but the last thing I want to do when I come off tour is go to a really loud club. You know, if you've been doing that for the last 5 weeks, come over, everyone's like, do you want to come down the club? You're like, I'm going to go to bed for 2 days.
and not come out.
We always die for a day when we get off tour, I think. Well, I do anyway, my body shuts down because it's like, oh, you're at home, deal with it.
You're at home and relax.
Totally.
Cool, guys. So my final, it's not really a question, it's like a kind of statement. It's like one of the things that, I mean, I'm sure you guys went through it as well. It's like when you first start out, you have like a limited number of like interviews and kind of radio and that kind of stuff, and you kind of try and make the most of it, and you try and like squeak your plugs in for your records and your tours and stuff. So I wanted to come out like all out, and oh my god, we're getting ready to fly past.
He's not waiting around.
Axel Rose, I think.
Cool. So yeah, and I just wanted to go out all out and give you guys a space to plug anything And I mean anything that you guys want to plug, like tours, websites, side projects, like the whole shebang, and feel proud of it. Don't feel ashamed. It's like,
well, we're touring in October around the UK.
Yep, come and see us in October. There's a new Lucky Nine record on the way. Check that out. What else?
Our album's pretty good.
Yeah, our album's
Amazing.
pretty
Our
hot.
album's called Kill Your Own and it's really good.
I would say it's probably one of the best albums you're going to hear this year, and I'm not joking.
awesome.
And for $9.99,
Exactly,
have that much
yeah.
fun in $9.99.
All I can say is your life isn't complete if you haven't got it.
Well, one thing I always say is like so many people would spend $9.99 like before they even knew it on a few beers, but like
Exactly.
an album enriches your life. It's,
These days it's 3 beers, isn't it, or something?
exactly, it's something ridiculous. Guys, it's been a pleasure talking to you. Thanks
No
so
worries.
much for hanging out with
No
us.
worries.
That was fun. Rock on.
Cool. Thanks so
Cheers.
much. Cheers.
Take it easy,
Nice
guys.
to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. Yeah, thanks, man.